This is a late Tuesday night, May 8th, approximately 11:20 p.m. Ryan Tassone is going to be a participant observer in the fieldwork study of the WoW community. I am currently in a Skype call, sitting in my room. This is the normal case for me when I'm playing. And I'm awaiting a few partners that will be part of my critical analysis and in-depth participant observation study. We will be getting on to do some arena matches, which consume most of the time that we spend playing. When my friends get on here in a few seconds, when they get back, we will be giving a brief introduction as to who each of them are and kind of give you guys an idea of who we're playing with. While I wait for them to get back, I'll go ahead and introduce them. Oh, Annie, is that you?
hmm
Alright, why don't you go ahead and give me a brief intro, how we know each other so the crowd knows. Get it from the horse's mouth. So I'm not just talking, narrating my whole transcript here.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hello there. I met Ryan Tassone quite a while ago through World of Warcraft doing arena. Pretty competitive gameplay.
What are some of the, how, is WoW your main game, or do you play other games too pretty often?
WoW is my main game. It would be the game I play 99% of the time. It's what I find not only fun but competitive, which is what I like out of a game.
What's your highest achievement that I know you've had a higher achievement rating than I have. Kind of give some perspective about your skill and mastery of the game.
Yeah, I've reached 2600 rating in Season 9, Season 8, and Season 10, um, which is pretty high up there. It's a really fun at higher ratings. It makes it a lot more competitive and skilled varied.
Now, I've only hit the 2200 and barely just hit that. What's kind of like the difference that, because I understand that most players don't really hit that high rating. What's like what's the difference in environment when you're playing at those high ratings that would be different for people that don't really, like, for mainstream players that don't hit that content?
I would say the main difference is coordination and teamwork. One of the fatal movements in arena at a higher rating is the lack of coordination.
So you're yeah, so and I've noticed on this server too, would you say that like Skype and other forms of communication outside the program itself are pretty necessary?
Yes, definitely. If you need or want to be anywhere decently high rating, you must be vocal in one of the programs used to communicate.
Can you go into maybe a few other side accessories that may be required for a competitive gamer, maybe in WoW or any game for that matter?
Yes, gaming mouses and keyboards are great with a computer that can handle the game. Uh, lag cannot lag is not good at all. And one of the great mouses is called the Razer Naga Epic. It is great MMO gaming mouse that allows you to utilize your keybinds much more.
Yeah, I actually brought that up in my presentation in class a week ago, and maybe talk more about lag and some other accessories like outside of mouses.
Yes, lag is something you do not want in this game. This game is very lag oriented. If you have lag, then it's going to give you a very bad advantage to win an arena. Um, a gaming keyboard is very good compared to a regular keyboard because the additional keys, and not only the additional keys, the milliseconds to when you hit your key responds much faster than a normal keyboard.
Yeah, it's there's some learning curves to that too. I'm trying to get used to my Naga that I just got.
Yes, definitely.
I'm working on a new spec right now for fire for RBGs. I've been looking up uh, mages on in the NAO gaming roster on BattleNet, but there's I can't find like hardly any fire mages that are running like 2 fire specs, so I can get like a good RB, because usually when I see fire spec on there, even when I find one, it's for PvE.
Have you tried skillcap.com?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an account, but I've heard of it.
Right. Um, One of the things you could do is contact one of the mages in NAO personally and ask them for their preference and why. There's also forums you could go to that will help you with that.
Yeah, I was looking on Arena Junkies too, but it's still kind of hard to find. Like a majority of the mages really aren't fire when I find them, and when they are, they don't have the same specs. And usually it's like for a PVE set. I can tell by the talents, the way they talent. It's like, well, they don't have any of the good PvP talents, so I know that's obviously not.
Right.
But they could be RBG specs too, because our RBGs are so different from arenas. And that's kind of what I was looking for, is like an arena spec. But I'm trying out a set that's based not off of the shatters, but off of just crit, and actually using molten armor instead of
right, more sustained damage then?
because yeah, more, I think more just damage in general, and even more crit possibly. Just a lot more base crit, because when you stack anything, there's diminishing returns in this game, and with the resilience, once you get it up to like 4,000, adding another 1,000 doesn't give you that much. So, and I see a lot of int gems, being stacked. So instead of trying to stack resilience like some mages are, go without the shatter spec and go into something that's more about increasing your base crit using molten armor and maybe glyphing that even, and then you get more resilience benefits out of that, because it's a direct 5% increase. It's not like wasting 1,000 resilience in gems when you could be getting more intellect.
Right, that's a very good point that's been argued about a lot. I agree with you definitely on the intellect, just due to if you can start out with more pressure, it's much better than relying on damage reduction.
Right. And I think you get more damage reduction and more intellect by using molten armor instead of using frost armor or mage armor, the other two buffs that I can put on myself. I have to pick one. And then those give me mana regeneration, but instead of relying on that ability, talent into more fire things that give me mana back as I crit, and just to try to focus on increasing my crit as much as possible.
Right, which will overall will increase all your stats and abilities a lot more than just damage reduction, which would be so if you had only resilience.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of copied this one guy out of NAO earlier with my second set of gear that I got when I started playing fire. And now I have both fire specs, and everything's gemmed and geared towards fire, but I have like a completely defensive set and a completely offensive set, which is kind of convenient. But